There was a report I saw that said that from, was it 2000 to now, 2026, Nigeria has lost over 50,000 Christians.
Laveritatv.
Happy New Month! It's the first day of May 2026, and this is Newspaper Review, where the ink meets insight, and today's front pages come alive with meaning, analysis, and conversation. I'm Informa Christian Idide. Let's begin. On the Daily Sun newspaper this morning, Supreme Court gives Mark-led ADC NWC lifeline, settles PDP's cases. Sub-headline: Borrowing for consumption cancerous, says Obi. On the Daily Independent newspaper, opposition in chaos. Supreme Court orders ADC retrial as PDP turmoil escalates. On the Whistler newspaper, Supreme Court overturns status quo's ruling, orders fresh hearing in ADC leadership case. On the Nation newspaper this morning, Supreme Court seeks Mark-led ADC NWC back to High Court. And lastly, on the Weekend newspaper, gunmen demands 1 billion naira ransom for 15 adoptees. Sub-headline: Foreigners not to blame for South Africans' woe Nigerian communities. That's all on the newspaper headlines review. We'll be going on a short break, and when we return, we'll begin analysis.
Honorable Desmond, congratulations, you qualified to the next round of the competition.
Are you ready to take your seat in the hot seats? Welcome to the Hot Seat Quiz Competition Season 2, where brilliance meets opportunity and young minds shine in mathematics, English, current affairs, and general knowledge.
It was Square Lagos. Option C, National Assembly Complex. And
this is not just a quiz, it's a platform to build, nurture, expose, and reward the brightest students across our schools. First position, 500,000 naira. Second position, 300,000 naira. And third position, 200,000 naira.
Power 5, that's the right answer.
Think you've got what it takes? Then step forward, take the challenge, and claim your place among champions. Powered by Laveritatv Productions and supported by Adekunle Komolafe Foundation. To participate, donate 5,000 naira to Adekunle Komolafe Foundation or scan this barcode. Registration closes on the 15th of May 2026. For participation, sponsorship, and partnership, please call. Don't just watch greatness, be part of it.
Welcome back on the show. Good morning, Mr. Risto.
Good morning.
Hope you have a lovely weekend.
I will. I definitely will have.
Okay. On the Weekend newspaper, you see, government demands 1 billion naira ransom for 15 adoptees.
Sister. It's leadership. It's leadership. I've never seen a sensible country that tolerates the rubbish we tolerate, and the best that Tinubu could say was opposition party are threatening to use insecurity to
Don't him out of power.
take him out of office. Yeah. Well, that was what Goodluck lost to. Goodluck lost because Nigerians felt they were not protected under his leadership. You're having lives being lost as a record number. I think there was a report I saw that said that from, was it 2000 to now, 2026, Nigeria has lost over 50,000 Christians. I don't know how true it is. Is it 5,000 or 50,000? But it's lives. So whether it's one life, it matters. And you are seeing the way our politicians go around and tell you and pretend as if it doesn't matter to them.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to them at all, and then all they care about is election. That's the only thing Tinubu is thinking now. But Tinubu hasn't understood. They are detached from the reality of everyday Nigerian.
True.
Whoever can bail Nigeria out of this bloodshed will decide when he wants to step down from office.
Will be Nigerian's hero.
If Tinubu rescues Nigerians from this, he will finish the next 4 years. Nigerians will tell him continue, irrespective of the electoral. People write laws, and laws are changed by people.
True.
So can Tinubu rescue us? Children are dying, for goodness sake. Today I heard on the Laveritatv news where an NGO came to a community, and whether they falsified documents or not, long story cut short, 20 children were given to the NGO from the community.
Ooh.
Now, one of the parents that dragged that person, them to Laveritatv family, said that she's been trying to contact her child. At least let her just hear a chance voice. You see, all this nonsense that happens is because we are not building systems that rescue our people from suffering and poverty. And when there's crime is a byproduct of poverty. Peter Obi has been saying this, and it's true. Let's solve this thing once and for all. Tinubu should solve it. I hope he listens on time. I hope he listens on time.
We hope so too. Linking it to the South African crisis, foreigners not to blame for South African woes.
Who made that statement? Is it Ramaphosa?
Nigerian community.
Okay, Nigeria. Yes, we are not to blame. We are not. Okay, you've been seeing this news. Come to Canada, come to Canada, come to Canada. Have you seen adverts like that?
Yeah.
Do you know what really happened? The Canadian population, the working class, the middle class, you know, they have a solid pension system. So when these guys are not able to work, because of they are getting old, they needed people that will maintain their economy so that they can be paying their elderly's pension. So which people around the world are ready to migrate for work? Nigeria. The amount of money spent by the Canadian government on adverts in Nigeria just to get our people there is not spent in other countries because they understand. And that tells you that they are intentional about their people and they don't know how to balance this whole thing. Why are we not seeing Nigerians being killed and beaten up in Canada? They understand basic economics.
Sure.
South African men are predominantly lazy. That is the truth. Are you familiar with what the northern people here in northern Nigeria call brokoto?
Yes.
In South Africa, it is called ukomboti. They can spend a whole week visiting it. That's the average life of a South African man. And then you have an Igbo guy from Nigeria, Chigozie, flies down to Durban, lands, and he's coming there. His eyes are red. He wants to make money. And he knows how to treat Nkechi at home. So he gets there, there's no Nkechi. He sees Nkomzile and then treats her nice. And Nkomzile has a guy that treats her like shit. You think Nkomzile will not follow Chigozie? She will follow him. You see, that has been the dichotomy ever since. Nigerian men are proper men. And then when they get into your system, they work. They don't sit around, they work.
Hard workers.
And then this hatred just came from nowhere. We are seeing it in Ghana, we are seeing it in Benin Republic. We saw a bit of it, but it was controlled to a point because of the border, how close we are. We are now seeing it heavily. We saw it in Libya after Gaddafi died. We are now seeing it in South Africa. So they are.
I hope it ends there.
It won't.
I hope it does.
Because our leaders are not sensible enough to take the bull by the horn. If I was Nigerian president, this would be my condition. Find the government of South Africa or I exit the African Union. There's no African Union without Nigeria. And then you shut down the South African embassy in Nigeria, send the ambassador back home. Every South African business in Nigeria ceased. You send cargo planes to bring back every Nigerian, liquidate their business and pay it off as bad debt. Give them the money. Let our people come back.
It is well to get better.
I hope so.
In page 20 of the Daily Sun newspaper, Obi says borrowing for consumption is cancerous.
He's right. He's an economist, for goodness sake. He's telling the truth. Nigerians contributed significantly to the development of Dubai. I'm not saying we built Dubai. When it comes to real estate development, do you know how many Nigerians have properties? We know they start, finish, say uncompleted building. No. If Nigerians set out to build in Dubai, would they build from foundation till roofing, finisher? And we have politicians doing that there. Where did they get the money from? They borrow from the IMF, International Monetary Fund, or from the United Nations, or from the World Bank, wherever they can get money from. When they bring it into the system, they loot. He will loot, and some of them that are terrorist sympathizers will loot and buy solid rifles for these guys to keep destroying us. So the system is too porous. It's very, very porous.
You know, yesterday, on yesterday's newspaper, Tinubu said Nigeria will continue to borrow when necessary. So, meaning the borrowing is not ending anytime soon.
It's not a wrong statement, because countries borrow. But Peter Obi's problem is, Peter Obi did not say, if you make me president, I will not borrow. No, he said, I will borrow, but put it into the system. You understand?
Yeah.
Just the same way Tinubu promised us that we will have agbado to eat. We are eating agbado. Are you not eating agbado? I'm eating
Yes,
agbado.
yeah.
Enough. So he has fulfilled his promise by giving us agbado, Abi.
Yeah.
So if Peter Obi hopefully becomes president, let's see him borrow and put into the system. But he is very, very correct. Now, when you have people like Peter Obi, 20 in your system that are intentional about the country, it will work.
Hope
Yes.
so.
Tinubu is surrounded by sycophants. He wants to work, but he's surrounded by sycophants and religious bigots and tribalistic people. That is why it appears as though he's working.
True.
That's why it appears as though we are not seeing anything.
And after all this borrowing, I hope there's accountability and transparency.
No, there's not. There's not.
To get better.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. West. Have a nice weekend.
You're welcome.
This November, greatness takes the field. Welcome to the AKF Football Tournament Season 1, where passion meets purpose and talent meets opportunity. From every corner, champions will rise. Only one team will take home the ultimate prize of 1 million naira cash. Think you've got what it takes? Step onto the pitch in Kaduna State this November 2026 and show the world what you are made of. This is more than football. It's a movement powered by the Adekunle Komolafe Foundation in partnership with Laveritatv production, giving hope, creating impact, and changing lives. Register now and be part of something big. Support the dream. Donate just 30,000 naira as your participation fee. Hurry, as registration closes on 31st of August 2026. AKF Football Tournament, where legends are born and destinies are fulfilled. Are you ready to play?
Well, that's all we can take on today's newspaper review. Thank you for being part of today's newspaper review. We hope the story shared has informed you. Registration for the forthcoming Adekunle Hot Seat Quiz competition is still ongoing. For inquiries, updates, sponsorship, and advert placement, visit www.laveritatv.productions.com. Follow us on all our social media platforms or contact the numbers provided on your screen. I'm Informer Christian Najide. Thank you for watching and have a fruitful and restful weekend. Happy New Month once again.